So we would be
If it's
actually,
not working, if you are seeing stuff out there that you don't like the way it looks, we're open to discussion on that, but I haven't heard any complaints from anybody on the board or planning commission when buildings have gone up. I mean, I've heard complaints from residents, but that wasn't necessarily design review. I mean, there's residents don't like the apartments on East Deerfield. I don't know why, but it's personal taste. It meets every aspect of our code, and I don't know that even through design review, we could have changed anything.
well, there were issues with the fire station that residents didn't like in terms of the front of that. There were issues with the fire station that board members didn't like. But
Well, that went entirely
That was a little-
through all the processes, and everybody reviewed that, and
it just, it seems like it seems like we're gonna be adding a layer of,
Yeah, let's get
Given-
through this.
Given
I mean,
what,
I think that the question that we're having here isn't that there needs to be any additional oversight, because it already exists, is my point. It would just, it's more or less just details here to make sure that it's accurate. Like, the code needs to be modified because the committee doesn't exist anymore. But the committee only existed upon the powers that the board delegated off to that. So, I mean, we would just not be delegating it to the committee anymore. You would just be in your role as the zoning administrator, and anything that would be outside of the ordinance that exists today, then that would have to get filtered up, just like you would normally filter up to the board. But otherwise, I don't think anything that's being discussed is referencing that we would need to add additional.
agree,
Okay.
yep.
Because ultimately, it's no different than the zoning administrator reviewing building plans and subdivision codes. I mean, he's doing that already. This is just another set of codes to look at and verify that's happening. Right?
pretty much, yeah.
so is there action on this item then? Nothing? Are we leaving it? Okay. I would like to see stringently struck and just have it read enforce Suamico's site plan design review ordinance.
Okay.
That's fine.
Who read that one?
Me?
Well, that means I'm up. Okay.
Mhm.
Considering the importance of the natural resource or natural features to Suamico's residents, review site plans to avoid any negative impacts on environmentally sensitive areas. 5 and a 1. I think we've done a great job of it, and I think we have to continue that.
Sounds good.
I'm okay with that.
Does anyone object?
Nope.
Okay, moving on.
Focus economic development efforts on growing existing businesses and creating an environment that fosters new business establishment first and recruiting businesses from other communities last. Huh. I would take off, I would strike focus economic development efforts, and I would reframe that as grow existing businesses and foster new business establishment, and I would leave it at that. I think you're getting into,
Sure.
I agree.
Yeah.
recruiting. I don't want to, if I got to recruit a business from another community and they want to come here, great.
Who put that in our plan?
I don't know, but let's just do that and keep moving.
Without objection?
It's going on too long.
Yeah. Okay, so that is grow existing businesses and create an environment that,
Perfect.
new business establishment.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead then.
Utilize the Brown County Business Park application to advertise available parcels and buildings in Suamico's business and industrial parks. What
I'll
the heck is
chime in
that?
on this. It was created back in 2013, and looking at the website the other day, it hasn't been updated since 2013.
Awesome. Let's
Strike it.
move.
And maybe I'm looking in the wrong place, but when Brown County comes here, we can ask them about it.
Yeah, just get rid of it.
Okay,
Utilize the programs administered by the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation and Wisconsin Department of Administration to foster economic development opportunities.
I can chime in on this one too.
Please.
That would be great.
So typically what that will look like is I'll have a business reach out to me. They've got specific questions about maybe bringing in a new business with X number of employees, and they'll ask about any type of programs through the state. I will connect them with the right person with the Green Bay Chamber. And as we are a member of the chamber, they will then assist and go through the weeds on some of that stuff. I don't get involved with the WEC or WDOA. That's something that we lean on the Green Bay Chamber to help facilitate.
So we're doing it and we're going to continue to?
Yeah. Well,
Lovely.
I think we're doing it.
Okay. Next.
Mark?
Well, so we're going to develop a periodic meeting schedule with existing business to discuss future needs and/or potential problems.
I'll take that one too. So through the Howard Suamico Business and Professional Association, I am a committee member for business engagement or member engagement. And that's something that we do, that we go through all of the businesses. I have all of the Suamico businesses. What I'm realizing or have realized is most people don't want to talk to me. So they want to be left alone to do their business. But if they have problems, they certainly will reach out to me. So it's something that we've tried, we've done. I don't think it hurts to leave it in there. But that's something that we do through HSBPA.
Could you change that? Could you just dump that? Because if we're not doing it, develop a periodic meeting schedule. We didn't develop a periodic meeting schedule, and if we had developed a periodic meeting schedule, nobody's going to attend anyway, unless they have a problem. So it seems like maybe we get rid of this, but maybe it's, provide a quarterly report, provide a semi-annual report to the board on the association that you're a committee member on.
What happens if we maybe did a little bit different and I don't know the frequency of this, but we sponsored a social event for existing business owners? And we brought all the business owners together in one place, and we would have representatives there to have learn more about what's, rather than the one-on-one. It seems to be more businesses are open to socialize with their peers, and we could have representatives there, and we're sponsoring, it's a sponsored event. And it's an appreciation event, as well as learning more about what's happening in the community.
I like that idea. So what about scheduling a semi-annual business appreciation social hour at Station 1 or someplace, or the bowling alley, a different business, move it around.
Mhm.
And then, we'll put that into the budget for a certain amount of, hors d'oeuvres or whatever it might be, and see if we get anybody who comes.
How
I
many
like
people
that
could
idea,
potentially
too.
show up to that?
Thousands.
That's what I was guessing.
So HSBPA kind of does that already.
Okay.
There are 180 members of HSBPA, so that's split between Howard and Suamico businesses. There's a casino night, there's a
Okay.
holiday event party. We could make it different, just Suamico specific. But I feel like most businesses would see that that's already being done through HSBPA, and they may not really recognize the difference between an HSBPA social and a village social. Though not all businesses in Suamico are a member of HSBPA. So there are some businesses that don't have access.
Sounds like a lot of staff time for nothing.
I feel like if I'm a business in Suamico and I have a problem, I'd probably do it organically, like it's been.
Just call me.
I just call you, yeah.
Maybe
Or
we
I
just-
complain to my friends about something. you
Or
know, and then
Facebook.
Get it off my chest and move on. I don't know if this needs to stay.
I would say if we're gonna keep it in, we would change the bullet point and just reference your and our involvement in the HSBPA. And just reference it that way.
So the village is an ad hoc member of the board of HSBPA. So I attend their monthly meetings, and I'm kind of the Suamico business support hotline. So I do like that, and we could definitely work that in here in some way.
Yeah, can we reframe that then and then conclude your,
That sounds good.
Yeah. So we're going to create a goal that we're already achieving.
Love it.
Yeah, works.
But you're also mentioning it, which,
No, I'm good with it.
you know,
I'm actually good with it.
needs mention.
it's going to specifically detail out there that we're part of the Howard Suamico Business Professionals Association.
That's right.
Well, and it's the board telling me that it's a priority.
Yeah.
So I could just say, well, I'm not going to show up anymore because I don't think it's a big deal, right? But the board is telling me that this is important that I engage with the Howard Suamico Business
And
and
it's also
Professionals.
telling Howard Suamico Business Professionals Association that the village of Suamico sees it as a priority, which is important.
Okay, I agree.
I support that.
And
All right.
Careful consideration.
Partner with local commercial realtors for business recruitment, site evaluation, marketing, and research. I mean, from my perspective, have we done that? No, not really. We started to. And we're gonna need to do it. We're gonna need to do it a lot more than we've been doing it with the environment that we're in my opinion. Go ahead.
Why? Where?
Why, where?
Yeah,
Because we have zero growth in the village of Suamico, and our tax base is gonna overwhelm everything we've been talking about.
where?
Where what?
Commercial?
Partner with local commercial realtors for business recruitment, site evaluation, marketing, and research.
There's room along the corridor of the highway
Okay.
What is,
The area that we're putting new sewer in,
different areas, not just Deerfield there, you know?
I only have one concern. So what does it mean to partner with a local commercial realtor? And how does a local commercial, like, if we have 10 commercial realtors, and I don't know this, we may only have one, it may be that simple. How do we choose which one we're going to partner with, or do we partner with all of them? And what does that look like?
So there are brokers out there, Pfefferly being kind of a major one, that the problem with this is that you need to own the land. It doesn't really help to partner
Yeah.
with a broker if you don't own the land, because then there's things that are out of your control. If the village owned a bunch of land along the highway corridor, I would think it makes a lot of sense to partner with a Pfefferly that has a wide range or wide reach to companies and larger industries that are looking to find a new location. They've got the inside connections. That's how I would see that this would actually happen. But again, we don't own a bunch of land to make that worthwhile, at least at this time. It hasn't been a priority of the village in
I
recent
think we
years.
strike it.
But that's how you would partner with, business recruitment and site
So
selection.
you reach out to a particular realtor and talk to them about this land we may have, in which case we could sell it through them.
Yeah, maybe not a realtor, but a commercial investment company.
So you just reached out to realtor A, but realtor B is out there too. Is there a way to give both of them an equal shot at that? Or does it, my concern is that if we start just looking at a particular group because they're friends or we know of them, and then there's another group that's out there, could that other group argue that we haven't really been fairly treating the group as a whole?
So let's just say for fun that we had a bunch of land along the highway corridor, and as the village board, you all wanted to aggressively engage in recruitment efforts to bring in businesses to that land. You would send out an RFP
Okay.
saying, hey, world,
RFP, okay.
we're looking for somebody who can have the connections to bring in businesses.
All right.
Tell us why you're
That
the
works.
best position to do that, and how much do you cost?
That's why we make it fair. And I'm good.
but it all becomes kind of a moot point because even though I was supportive of it, it becomes a moot point because we don't have that land.
Because we haven't been
Yeah.
driving.
Strike it, we don't have the
Because we
land.
haven't been driving.
But if we drive, we might have the land.
I support that.
Buying the land? That's.
No,
Well,
we
we
don't
have land
have,
now.
we don't have the land, that's the point. We can't go out to a commercial broker and say,
No.
hey, we've got 300 acres for a data center, but, We don't have that property,
We got
so
the
why,
water.
why keep this in
Here's
here?
the garden
Why
hose,
keep
it's
this in
about
here
that
as a
big
goal
around
until
for
we've
the
got
water.
300 acres? You know what I mean? I think you're right, I think it gets,
Well, let's get rid of it.
But you could take this section, can come right over into housing. Because when we think about what do we have available, we really don't have commercial property
No.
to develop in this, but we have residential property along our water and sewer that we could partner with developers. Now, there's the RFP conversation, all that goes with it, but there's large tracts available to develop. But we're
I
gonna-
think you gotta not force the situation though, and let it happen, let it occur. I mean, as we bring sewer down, it will occur. Or, I mean, you will have to put a lift station at a certain point, right?
Potentially.
Is that where that would tie in, or?
I
is-
don't think that would really
Yeah,
end the situation here.
so I don't really, I don't know about that with housing either.
Even with housing though, some of the land is already developer owned. You don't need to go
Yeah.
find that person to develop it, because they are.
It's not our land.
Right?
Yeah, and that's room for the next conversation. And, you know, as we think about that, because that's the next section, is if we're trying to generate economic growth in our community, you get it from either commercial development or residential development, either or. And so we're putting up a water tower and a new well that would suggest that we got some residential people that need to tap into that. And we don't have property on the market for them. And so the question will be, when we move into this next section, how will we promote faster growth than we've seen in the last 5 years inside the water and sewer district?
By getting the water tower.
But that's,
Because right away, the property that the water tower is on, there's a lot of land right there.
that's not.
But
it's
it
not-
can't be done until
We understand.
that's in place.
But there's an investment that needs to be made.
No, it doesn't.
Sure, sure there is. We'll get to that, is we have to make an investment that taps into that water tower and taps into the exist, well, along. So how will we expect the developers to foot that bill? Because we'll get the same results we've gotten in the last 5 years. How many pieces of property do we have available on the water and sewer right now?
I believe there are 2 more lots that are in the original
Right,
developer or
right.
family that split the lots. I think I have 4 that are really gonna put a house on them, let's say. The rest of them that are vacant are adjacent to their existing home, and they're saving them for a yard or whatever.
So that's
And that's
our-
only a handful.
That's our big challenge ahead of us, is how do we address this $10 million, $11 million investment that's coming? Who's gonna pay for that? People that are on sewer and water right now. And if we don't put more property on that sewer and water, isn't realistically everybody who's gonna have to, somebody's got to pay for that?
What exactly are you talking? Because the people that, I mean, the developer or the person that buys the lot? I mean, what are we talking here?
Well, there are 2 ways.
They have to pay the impact fees, and that's what pays our water tower.
Right. And that's an option we can look at one at a time, one developer at a time, one piece of property at a time is gonna come online. And so our success for that hasn't been great because of lot sizes and/or the density.
Well, you've already changed that.
I understand.
Yeah, let's get this done.
So,
Let's get this
no,
done,
my
get out
point
of
is,
here.
this is a bigger
big deal.
discussion,
Yeah.
right? This is a bigger discussion that comes underneath the housing piece. We've got some major decisions that we have to make with regard to housing.
Right.
And that's coming up in the next section. So where were we at here?
We're a partner with local commercial.
Okay, so we're going to strike that item, right? Partner with local commercial realtors, that's out.
That's what I believe.
Then the last one we have for the evening is place well-designed and appropriately scaled signage welcoming motorists to Suamico at the highway northbound. And I think we have those, right?
On the highway?
Not on the highway, no, we
I
do
mean, you
not.
have it on Lineville. You have that one.
No.
one sign on
Actually,
Lineville.
back when we were doing this, we didn't even have the little green signs.
No, we've had the green signs forever.
I don't think there were.
Yeah, they were.
I
The
don't,
population signs have been at the entrance, the main entrances.
were they?
No, yes.
Well, I would like to
Are
see
you
that
talking
we
about ones on
have
the highway?
Something different.
something big, and I would like it to
Highway.
be something that you can see from the highway.
Well, don't we have Village of Suamico welcome to or whatever on the overpasses? Didn't state give us that as part of the 41 corridor project?
There's something up there, I don't remember.
I don't know what
think
it's-
so.
I haven't noticed it.
You
I
haven't
noticed
noticed
the
it?
signs. that
If we're all
say
sitting here
Suamico, this
and we
many
haven't
miles.
noticed it, it's not ringing any bells for somebody, then it ain't big enough.
It ain't big enough, so.
Gotta be bigger.
So something to consider is, are you doing on both sides, north side and, or northbound and southbound? And then are you looking at County Highway B when you're coming in from the west? Are you wanting something there as well? That's included in this one.
Yes, I think it should be both northbound and southbound.
Yeah, I think, do you go as far as Brown Road? Put something on Brown Road? Do you put it before County Highway? To me, if there's a major, entrance egress, into the village of Suamico, we should have some signage there.
Have you seen the one for De Pere going northbound
No.
by that big hot? I think that was around 50,000. So just giving you a
That's for a city.
idea.
All right.
Well, again, if we're gonna keep this as a goal in the comprehensive plan, it doesn't mean we have to get it tomorrow, but we gotta start putting money away for it and get it eventually. But if it's gonna be, is it gonna be a goal? Is it gonna be an objective? So that's what we're addressing here. Should this remain as a goal or, and an objective?
Yes. Yes.
Yes? Yeah,
I think so.
okay.
Start with Christmas tree lights.
We'll agree with
So
that.
this needs to stay on. I'm getting yes and leave it on.
Yes,
Yeah.
leave it on.
Okay, that's it for this evening's visit to the comprehensive plan. Next week, just to make sure I got this all right and I don't have to have the notes reread to me 5 times by Mr. Romas, although I appreciate it, we are going to be looking at housing.
Can we do
Housing.
that the time after, or does it have to be next time?
Well, I mean, it would be good if we kept rolling because we got other stuff to keep at it. Maybe we won't get through all of housing. But
Housing
specifically,
could be long.
Why,
housing is going to be long, I'm sure.
why trustee Eckert?
'Cause I may not be here.
Oh, if
Happy
you're,
birthday.
Well, our mission, I think, from planning and zoning was specifically chapter 4, right?
yeah. If you think you're not going to be here, then we will definitely put it off so
Thank
that
you.
you can attend,
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Thank you.
by all means. We can look at something else or
Or
nothing
just
else,
not
or,
even have the next meeting?
yeah, we can just wait till you're here. I'd rather have as much representation as possible for
I
something
agree.
as important as housing.
Thank you.
100%.
Okay,
Do you still want to identify which pages you'll want people to have at the?
yeah, let's
December
do that. So let's look at what, just to, so there's the summary of recommendations. On page 102 are objectives. So starting on page 101, housing, there's goals and objectives at the bottom. And then there's a series of objectives on page 102. Those are the ones that we should probably start with.
111 too.
And 111.
It's a summary.
102 and 111?
111 and
101, 102, and 111?
Yes. Yes. Start with those. Okay.
I have no items for next week's agenda.
No discussion on future agenda items, anybody? I don't know if it's a future agenda item. I did have the conversation, everybody got the letter with Daniel Rodden's resignation as cemetery director. He did call me and provide that resignation, that he was going to provide that resignation. He just felt that it was about time you know, for that position to go by the wayside. You know, as we've talked about here, a lot of administrative support was taking care of a lot of that work, and he felt it just wasn't a position that was necessary anymore. So that was, I believe, his thought process behind the resignation. I didn't have anything else. Anybody have anything else? Okay, then we'll look for a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting of the Suamico Village Board.
Motion to adjourn.
Got it down here. So trustee Andrews has offered the
I'd like
motion,
to provide the second.
What's that?
and the second from trustee Romas to adjourn this evening's meeting.
It's not even gonna be bid out.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
For the tower.
Those opposed?
Yeah, so the facility and the building.
one.
is gonna be
Assuming the motion
purchased
carries 6-0.
By early '26.